I want to apologize, to say sorry for the wrong decision that I caused you to make. You reminded me of my husband that passed away. That's why I treated you mean. He will do early in the morning the yard work just like you do. I heard that you are in the hospital because of a heart problem. I feel like I had to visit you. The husband that passed away was in the next room, while this one was empty. I left and he died, and I regret that I didn't tell him how much he meant to me, how much I love him.
I forgiven you a long time ago. The truth is I couldn't afford that mobile home anymore anyways, but I had a hard time forgiving myself for what had happened.
Yeah, that's the guy on YouTube.
Can I interview you for my YouTube so you could have the copy and you could have it for yours? Yes, I'm being serious like a heart attack when I say I'm becoming a very unpopular person.
Okay, if there's one thing you could change about your past, what will it be?
My decision on moving.
By staying at the mobile home as long as I can, because it was my brother, friend, and my daughter, and
we went to move into a rented place in the middle of a storm. I was driving and a big accident happened and everyone died except for me. What would you say if I told you that I have a military friend of mine that has access to a time machine?
Most people's got time machines on watch clocks and phones.
No, a true time machine. So you could go back in time to change that.
Sure. Just only don't tell anybody where we got it from. Clicking the red button would make you go back 2 decades. Turning it counterclockwise to your desired year you want to go back in. Then clicking you would be in your destination. If you change your mind once you're there, then turn it clockwise to those years.
And then click the button to return. I hope this is a belt of truth. Wow, I came here and tried it out and it actually worked.
Okay, who are you and why do you look like an older me?
Don't forget this, I am you. I'm here to warn you to stay here as long as you can, or else you will lose everybody who's gonna be with you. And be nice to your next door neighbor that gives you a hard time, because she's a widow, and me being you, she has told me that you reminded her of her late husband.
So what happens in the future?
Living a life where no one cares and long after you stop caring about others.
There's that guy in Butterfly and YouTube.
Can I interview you for my YouTube so you could have the copy and you could have it for yours?
Yes. I was amazed when I heard in your YouTube channel that you got visited by your older self, warning you not to move right away. But you call it a dream, so I had to come here right away to get your story.
Okay, but what I said was it seemed like a dream. I was heading out trying to make a decision, and I knew we was having bad weather. I opened the door and I seen what looked like my older self, looking like what I do now, wearing this futuristic belt, matching what's already in my YouTube and what you already said. After I blinked, my future self was gone, and I was tired and I went to sleep, and I don't know if I dreamt the whole thing or not, but it made me rethink my choice not to go, and I slept on and off in my car, but I had people care about me and I cared about them and we helped each other out.
Okay, if there's one thing you could change about your past, what will it be?
I would help my neighbor so she could say her last goodbyes to her husband before he passes away. What would you say if I told you that I have a military friend of mine that has access to a time machine?
Clicking the red button would make you go back 2 decades. Turning it counterclockwise to your desired year you want to go back in. Then clicking you would be in your destination. If you change your mind once you're there, then turn it clockwise to those years.
And then click the button to return.
I heard that you are in the hospital because of a heart problem. I feel like I had to visit you for being nice neighbor with all these years to me.
As your neighbor, I remember what you told me about your husband and the room number, and I got the room number next to it. With this device, we went back in time. Now here's your chance to say what you always wanted to say to him.
No.
Why not?
1, because he may know that I am older. And 2, because I don't want to give him a heart attack sooner.
Martha, I understand.
At least we know now he's an understandable guy.